Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome and thank you for watching. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So this one is about what little me knows about crystals, because there's a bit of an overlap from the crystal consciousness video. And as I learned from the spiritual world and in contact with them as a medium, they always start very simple to not overwhelm us. And I thought I don't know enough about crystals, but they just came with the basics. But that's good, because we need basics. We can't climb a ladder on how's it called? The rung number 3. We have to start with the first step in the ladder. So, what I know about crystals is that you can connect them via their colors to the whole chakra system, which is showing all the 7 rainbow colors, from yellow, red, orange, green, blue, indigo is a dark blue, or a violet blue, and the more reddish violet and the white. So all these informations about what is the theme of the chakras, you can Google that for yourself. And you can also find that they are via color. The crystals are kind of connected with regions in your body, mostly where the chakra is set to be placed in the invisible field. So the region of the body already tells you if you, for example, have problems with your lower belly, have pain there, or you are very much into the theme of the root chakra, which is survival, and in its negative aspect, fear. So then you should wear a red crystal, like a ruby or another gemstone with the color of red, and best in the region of that body. Or you can lay down on your couch at home and put a red gemstone exactly onto the region, onto the chakra, and connect with the theme like in a meditative alpha brainwave state, and ask the crystal to help you with your fear or to help you with your pain in your lower belly, especially for women that have very often problems with, the creation organs exactly in that region. There might be the red stone from the red root chakra, or the orange, which is even better, for the sacral chakra. Be exactly the right thing to be healed, or at least to be dealt with and felt into. And crystals, as they are kind of bridging dimensions, because they are the evolutionary form of the mineral realm, and they can bridge all the dimensions. They can help you with pain or with psychological issues, to a special theme, to a body region. That's what I know. So I had to change. I had to add this and make this little kind of overlap video about what I know about crystals. And you can also use them in your meditation. And whatever stone attracts you via color, or you like and love, well, then it's got something to do with you. You can also wear the color of a specific chakra. That might help you as well, wearing the color red or orange, Why do you think all the sannyasins in India were wearing orange dresses? Yeah, that's the color of the sacral chakra, and that's where they wanted to improve with all the sacred knowledge and kind of connection to this chakra. Yes, the color is doing something because color is more or less light split up via the physical experiment. Splitting light through a white prism, you get the 7 rainbow colors. So colors are light and a special split frequency of light, and the ancients always healed via light and sound, which is vibration. So you can use colors that way, you can use crystals and gemstones the same way. And there is another little funny ad. When I was at the Bosnian pyramids, there was a little marketplace from the locals there, and they did something very, very beautiful. This is a little organ pyramid made from, I don't know what's the name in English. It's kind of acrylic thing where they put in things and then it has to harden. And as even the German psychologist C.G. Jung, the one with the archetypes, who was more a mystic than a psychologist, that's why my own elder sister, who is a psychologist, never liked him that much because to her he was too mystic. Okay, but he kind of found the knowledge about the archetypes, which are very much connected as well to the 22 great arcanas of the tarot cards. So these are subconscious archetype figures that contain knowledge or special information. And he kind of invented or found back and remembered, or however that knowledge came to him. In my opinion, knowledge and wisdom and information is in the field around us, not in here. So consciousness is everywhere. Everything is conscious and consciousness. Even in the air, there are particles and waves that carry consciousness. That's more or less how you can have your little travel to the Akashic, which is not somewhere out there in the nebulous, I don't know what. In truth, it's right here and now, everything all at once. So the information is all around us, so to speak, in the air. And well, the thing with the organ energy is you have to kind of take, in this little pyramid, there are 3 ingredients. There's a bit of metal, you see that copper spiral. There are crystals in there, you can see them here. And there is always, can't find it now, maybe it's so inside that you can't see it, a piece of nature. Might be a twig, a leaf, or a little bit of soil and real earth. So you put these 3 ingredients, again we have the number 3, which is very important. Why do you think Tesla spoke about the number sequence of 3, 6, and 9? And nearly every of the ancient traditions or religions has that Trinity aspect, like the Hindu have Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. And we have in Christianity the already a bit falsified Trinity principle, because in Germany it's all male articles. It's the Godfather, then the Son, and the Holy Ghost, but no one really knows what is the Holy Ghost. That would have been the female, divine female, feminine principle, because you can't create only with the male force. You need both, like in the yin-yang symbol. You need both to create something. And the organ energy in these little pyramids I bought there, like kind of, a special little treat. You can buy them in the internet as well, even bigger. Because of the acrylic thing that hardens and keeps them together in form, it creates some kind of pressure onto the materials in there, especially onto the crystals. And as crystals are a bridge to other dimensions and work together with the metal and the nature energy from a twig or from earth in this little pyramid, they create, especially the crystals, create the piezoelectric effect, which we use nowadays in our crystal quartz watches. So by putting a little bit of pressure onto a crystal, it gives off energy, and that energy makes your clock going. Your wristwatch, I don't have mine on today because I don't like that. I only use it rarely because I feel more free without that. But that's how the crystal watches are working, because of the pressure onto the quartz inside of the watch. The crystal is giving off energy, and you don't have to care for, doing this with your watch so that it does not stand still, and it's going on and going on until kind of it's over and you need a new battery or whatever. So that's an interesting effect, that crystals are not only storage of information and data, as they are used nowadays in our computer techniques. They are also bridges for dimensions. That's why if you use them in meditation, hold them, you can get more easily contact maybe with your guides, with the spirit world, with your guardian angel, or any entity you want to invite into your field and ask for help or advice or energy or whatever. The positive light beings will never overstep your free will. You have to invite them and to ask for help. If you don't do that, they are standing right around you and they cannot help, because that would be interference. And that is overstepping the first universal cosmic law of source: never interfere, because that might cause harm. Like if you give your 6-year-old the car keys from your new racing car, you probably will do harm to the car, to the kid, because that kid cannot already drive and handle the whole thing with the car, and will probably create a car crash. So that just as an example for you to illustrate what I'm trying to say. Oh, now I lost track again. Back to the point. So the first cosmic law: never interfere, do not harm. That's very important, and that's also why Yeshua said, ask and you will be given. So that's it, what I wanted to share today. You can have much more fun with crystals. Use them and research a little bit. If you have body problems, then you can find out there is enough material and information out there in the internet which stone, which crystal is helping with that disease or is good for that body region and that organ. And for example, if you want to get more access to your heart, which is kind of the step where humanity is right now, opening the heart chakra and allowing more feeling instead of just using willpower and too much ego, which is always connected to thinking and the mental energy. So that's the solar plexus chakra with the color yellow. If you want to open your heart, then use a rose quartz. Why do you think, even if it's still unconscious, we use in Valentine cards these little rosy colored hearts? That soft rosy color from the rose quartz is very soft and soothing, and it can help opening the heart. So get yourself maybe a rose quartz on a necklace and wear it near to your chest region. Okay, I think now I'm through. And if you can't wear something that is with a necklace down to your belly and you want to work on your root chakra or your fear, well, if you're wearing trousers and they have pockets, then you can just put a red stone into the pocket, because then it's exactly at the region more or less where the root chakra is. And you have to talk with the crystals. You have to tell them what you want, like you have to inform. If you would know how to really pray, Billy Carson made a good point about that in his last interview with Alex on Next Level Soul podcast. You have to inform the quantum field what you want. We are creators, not the egos, but the whole being is a creator. Our soul is part of the big light source, part of the big spirit source, the consciousness that is within us, around us, and in everything that is. So, and if you just blurt out, oh, I want this and blah, 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 that's not a straight order or a straight command. You really have to say, I want to have contact, or better leave out the want, because you can easily get stuck in wanting and wanting and wanting and you never get it. Same as I wish, you can get stuck in wishing and never getting it. And, as a seeker, you can also get stuck in seeking, or in every rabbit hole you dig deeper into, and sometimes get fanatic, and then you're kind of stuck because you have kind of blinders and you can't see left and right, and you have no longer an open horizon, an open consciousness to see a little bit more and even accept things that you thought were impossible. Like I thought years ago, angels cannot incarnate into humans. And then I had to learn, yes, they can, and yes, they do, but only between 5 and 10%, because more would kind of explode the whole human vessel because it's too much energy. So you can ask yourself, what about the other 90%? What are they doing? Where are they going? Well, spirit world is very effective. Archangel Michael can have so and so many parts and toes into incarnations of humans and work through them. And in this critical time where we are now at the end of a great cycle, where via the sun flares, the consciousness is rising, the frequencies are rising, and the consciousness of our sun, the kind of regent of our solar system, the Christ consciousness, which is a sub-source of source, all that is, the central sun where everything comes from. And we have a part of that like a spark in our soul. Okay. So now I lost totally track, but I hope the important things came through. Just go and have some fun, experiment with that, and feel how you feel when you try out some crystals. And that can also help you to get more into feeling, because it's about the feeling. That's why they had dark rooms and even some dark restaurants where you couldn't see your food. When you're totally blind with these two material 3D eyes and you're sitting in darkness and then eating something, you have a total different impression from the taste. You taste much more. That's also why blind people use more and have to develop more of their kind of invisible psychic senses, because they can't see anything. So they want to know what's around them. How are the people, if they can't see them, whether they have the face of a villain. They have to feel it then, and they use kind of intuitively, instinctively, or automatically more of their psychic senses. And that's also why a lot of Native Americans wear a headband, because if your third eye is in darkness, it kind of switches on more, and sometimes you get much easier and much more inner view with your so-called inner eye, the third eye, the pineal gland. And in ancient times, they used that in initiation rituals. Very much of that was taking place underground in caves where naturally it is dark. Or they used sarcophagi to lie in for 1 to 2 or 3 days in total darkness, and then they kind of traveled into other dimensions, but they did not have to die, and they came back with the information for the tribe or the civilization they brought back from other dimensions. That is also something crystals can help you with, and they are very willing to work with humans. So just give yourself some fun and do some experiments and watch how you feel and what you feel and what are the impressions you get. That's where mediumship also starts. We learn in mediumship trainment how to use these senses and how to train them like a muscle, to not talk yourself out of your first, more of the feeling, from the feeling level coming impression, where a medium is asked to work with, to get information and data that is not tainted by the mental, that always has false beliefs and opinions and this and that, what already the parents told them or teachers in school or the church. The church has only two attitudes. Either it's the light and they only accept what they think is the light, only Jesus, 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 but mostly they don't accept Mary, the feminine principle. So there's something missing, And then everything else, although there are angels mentioned in the Bible, my mother-in-law, she thought these are all demons, and that's all demonic. That's the second thing that's always thrown upon somebody talking to spirit of deceased ones like a medium. Oh, you're talking to the devil, you're dealing with demons. That's so crazy for me, because I remember a very funny thing. I came across Doreen Virtue, and I really loved her books about her contact with angels and fairies. And I had the same happening, the same order: first the deceased ones, then the fairies, and then the angels. It's kind of building up. So she had angel contact and fairy contact, and she wrote her wonderful books about angels and angel contact. And she made these, I think, brilliant angel card sets. And I happened to stumble. Okay, they say they made me stumble across a video shortly after she turned around 100 degree and became suddenly very religious, and everything she did before was suddenly demonic, and her angel contact, it was all dealing with demons. So she narrowed her view and her standpoint very much, which kind of shocked me. And I stumbled across that video from someone who was sensitive and could see some things. And she was just telling that she drove exactly at that time through Spain on vacation in her holidays. And she had this one moment where she was really driving very close to the location where Doreen Virtue lived at that time. And she saw a giant angel figure kind of hovering and lifting up from that piece or part of Spain. And right after that, Doreen Virtue turned very fanatic and kind of fearful, denying everything she did before and labeling it as demonic. So that's kind of a very strange thing to me. I think that was the angel that worked with her and through her to bring out the angel books and the angel card sets. And after that angel had done the work he was contracted to and left, she fell like an empty shell back into the human part and, took a step which I don't think is the right one, but that's only my opinion. You can have your own, we can agree to disagree, it's all fine. We're all seeking for truth, and on the way we have a lot of opinions and most of them are wrong. But if you keep an open mind and if you are willing to learn and to grow, just ask for what you need and it will be given to you. And who's open to learn and to grow will always get a helping hand via crystals, via impressions, or sometimes even via a person you meet on the street or a friend who does not know what he's talking, but suddenly something comes out of his mouth. We all have kind of these unconscious how to name that, these unconscious experiences, not being fully aware that this is already intuition, and intuition is kind of the first step to the psychic senses. You think of someone for several days and you don't find time to call them up, and suddenly the phone is ringing, and who's on the other end? The person you were thinking about. That's telepathy in its simplest state. And you think, oh, what a coincidence that you call me. I was thinking of you for days. No, it's not a coincidence. It's one of the Hermetic Principles, one of the 7 Hermetic Principles from Hermes Trismegistus, also in Old Greek called the thrice great. Oh, again, a 3. Isn't that interesting? 3 times great Hermes. And he was the same entity and character that was, during the Atlantean times, called Thoth the Atlantean. So he was the author of the so-called Emerald Tablets and also of the 7 Hermetic Principles, which describe, you can Google them, they're out there, no problem, no hidden secret knowledge any longer, and ponder on them to really understand them. These are just 5 statements that describe the whole working of the universe. And one is exactly about that. What we call coincidence are synchronicities, and that's the way how God, Source, or Spirit World, however you want to call it, tries to contact us and make us look and stop and feel. What's the message? What does that want to show me? What does that want to tell me? And if you ask questions and become still afterwards, the answer is already there because it's in your field. So, now I really leave you with that. Breadcrumbs again. Thank you for listening and watching. Blessings, love, and light onto your path, dear beautiful souls. Bye.